Hey everyone, this is Alonzo from the Change Project here at Nando's with Katie Gallagher, the marketing director and restaurant manager. Katie, how are you doing today?
Doing excellent. I'm happy to be a part of this wonderful cause, and I'm happy to share my story with you today.
Part two, the learning from local leaders, and Katie here is a extremely good leader from what I've heard, and so I'm just here to ask her some questions and see if she has any advice for us. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you go to school? What did you do at school?
Yeah, so I actually went to ASU. I graduated in 2017. Works up, right? Gonna be an ASU guy too. I graduated in 3.5 years, which I don't know how I did it, but I did it while working full time, and I worked full time here. Started when I was 15 here, and now I'm here.
So how did you get here? It's like, what kind of steps did you take to get to your spot where you are now?
It's funny how you ask that. All the time I evaluate how I've gotten here and how every step has led me this way. And I've gotten here because I've seen every opportunity as this could be the next big step. Like being a hostess, I always thought, man, I could be a food runner and make more money. And then when I was a food runner, I thought, man, I could be a server, make even more money. And then I got to bartending, and I just loved socializing with people. And I'm like, I could manage and managing stuff, everything with that. I love interacting with people, and I love learning about people. And through learning about people, you learn a lot about yourself.
So when you talk about like all those next big steps you were saying, like what was your thought process along each step of the way? Like what would you say was your like biggest strength in each area?
Yeah, so I learned from the owners. They're very hands-on, and that really as a manager and a leader, I've learned to be hands-on, learning about your people and learning about just every part of the business in general, which I think is my biggest strength. I think learning everything from the hostess spot to the food runner spot to serving and bartending, it really helps you grasp the whole aspect of the restaurant in general. So then you know how to help someone when you have a new server's training and they're like, hey, I don't know what to do. You've been in their shoes, you can relate.
That's good. And so when you were working as different jobs, did you feel like having all those areas covered helped you grow even more?
Oh, certainly. Helped me grow and asking questions through my fellow employees. Even today I ask questions, and I think that helps me become better. Honestly, the truth is, like, to get to that next step, you always want to have to be better. Like, the need and the desire to be better is what gets you there. Like, going to ASU, I never saw myself doing marketing too. I was never like, oh, marketing is the next step for me. But marketing has allowed me to be creative. And like, you're always looking at new ideas. Like, anytime I go out to eat, I'm like, man, I could do this with it, or I could do that. Like, just open up a whole world of opportunities.
So I used to work at a fast food place too, and I was just wondering, how would you handle customer complaints? Like, what would you do when times get rough and then angry people at you? How would you handle that? Like, how did you handle that?
So it happens all the time, believe it or not. And honestly, you just have to smile, and the customer's always right, which is the truth. And that for a while, it was something that was hard to grasp because you're like, they're not right. Like, I wrote this down, and they're not. But the customer's always right, and you always have to look at it as, what can I do to ensure that they'll come back? Whether it's giving them a free meal, etc.
That's what I did. Just like, here, take a free meal.
But you just have to assess every situation differently. Like, some people want a free meal and they'll find anything to complain about. Other people are expressing true complaints. They want your business to be better, so they're telling you this for a reason,
So what kind of mindset would you have going into the marketing field? What kind of mindset do you have right now doing your marketing job?
Yeah, when I started with the marketing, I thought for a minute, is this for me? Like, is this really for me? Am I gonna do something with this in 5-10 years? And now it's like, that's all I see. All I see is, this is the path for me. The thing with marketing, like I said, is it's helped me become more creative. And I think it's helped me become more creative not only in the marketing aspect, but in my life. Like, I'm always seeing things that I can expand my reach on.
And then, so you graduated from college in like 3.5 years, right? What kind of advice would you give college students as you're going through college?
It's a good one. I think balance. It's all about balance in college. So it's the work-life balance, school balance. You you've got to have a social life too. I think a lot of kids forget that and they get too stressed out. And I think we've all been there where we're like, I just can't take it with the schoolwork, or the work, whatever. But I've learned to tell myself and my employees that when you're at work, it's a place to forget about school. And when you're at school, it's a place to forget about work. And I think just the balance in general is really what has helped me and will help you as a coach.
Kind of need that, honestly.
Balance is everything. You really have to have fun though too. Don't take life too serious because it's something you only have it once and you gotta have fun with it.
I'm trying. All right, and then, so going through college, what do you think were your biggest assets in regards to like planning classes and like balancing things out, like you were saying? Like, what were the biggest contributors to that?
I had a lot of older friends and older siblings that I would ask questions like, hey, what do you think of this course or this instructor? And that kind of helped me with that. And then, I don't know, just finding your strengths too and what you enjoy. Like, I took a consumer marketing class and that really brought, and that was at ASU as well, that really shined light on how awesome marketing is. And
so being a restaurant manager at Nando's, what kind of advice would you give to the youth who are looking to find a job in this industry?
oh yeah, definitely. So I think this industry is a great industry for the youth to start with a job. Like I said, I started here at 15 as a hostess. Never imagined I'd be here today as a restaurant manager and a director of marketing. And we've been around since 2003, which is almost 16 years, believe it or not, which is crazy. And in those 16 years, they've opened 4 restaurants. And the youth have been a huge part of our success because, you know, you might see them as just a hostess or a busser, but honestly, there's so much more. Like, they help the whole final product of it with the service they give and just their wonderful attitudes. I think it's so important that kids start this young and they get that under their skin, you know, because they need to, especially like going to college. After college too, they're like, oh, you need this many years experience in this, and if you get the experience when you're young, yeah, you're already a step ahead of everyone else. I think here I love seeing kids grow from a hostess to a server or a server to a bartender, and that's just how life is too. Like, you're, as a student, you're going to grow too, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I know so much more now than I did 6 months ago, or in my situation 8 years ago. Like,
so when you're hiring potential new employees, what do you look most in them? Like, what are the most key attributes they must have to hire?
so I really look for people with personality, and I learned that from one of my bosses, Sean. Sean told me years ago when he hired me, he's like, what got you in your interview was your personality. And I think even if you don't have experience, if you have personality, that's everything. Personality is everything, and the drive to want to work. There's people that just want a job, and there's people that want to work. And the people that want to work, I'm all about it. Like, if you have personality and both, then
So there's that passion
Oh,
to just do
definitely.
your work as best you can. That helps the most.
yeah.
Trust me, I kind of like my last few months at my other job. I was feeling kind of like tired of it because I was thinking of it like as a job, like, or I'm just here for a paycheck. But hearing that, I think it's better to just think about it like I'm here to do a difference.
And it is easy to get burnout. I agree with that. And a lot of kids our age too get burnout. And I think, you know, the trick around burnout is always wanting to learn and better yourself. And like, if you can learn about the next position while you're in one position, then you're that much more valuable too, not only to yourself but to the organization in general.
I just want to thank Nando's for hosting one of our Time for the Change initiatives. It was great being here, honestly. The food and service are really good. And I just want to thank Nando's for being such a supporting part of the community as well. Seeing all the insight he's given us today about the youth and everything else. And I want to just thank you for your time. Honestly, it was great talking to you.
Thank you. We're happy to help the Chomp of the Change project. And when I heard about it from Erica, I was so moved by it because it really just hit home to me because I was there once. I was a high school student looking for a job once, and I'm like, are they going to want me because I don't have experience, you know? But teaching the youth and anyone in general about their values and strengths and applying it to their work is really so important. And we're just so happy to be a part of it.
Thank you for that too.
Thank you.
All right, that's all.